It's 2:15 a.m. You're sitting on a plastic chair in a hospice hallway, holding a bill for $14,280. That's what your mom's ventilator support cost this month. The hospice director already told you Friday is the deadline. After Friday, she gets moved to a county welfare facility with one nurse for every 20 beds and no ventilator specialist on the night shift. You have $19 in your checking account. At 2:22 a.m., your phone buzzes so hard it nearly falls off the chair. You look down expecting a spam text. Instead, you're staring at a wallet balance that reads 12.5 million XRP, $15.8 million, sitting in an app you forgot you still had installed. By sunrise, you'll have to choose. Give it all back and you keep your mom. Keep it and you might lose your freedom instead. 6 hours earlier, you were standing in a commercial meat processing plant, spraying lye solution into a steel vat the size of a swimming pool. The chemical eats through grease, and if it touches skin the wrong way, it eats through that too. You wear 2 pairs of gloves anyway, because the plant only issues one. 11 hours on your feet, 2 scheduled breaks, no exceptions. You clock out at 1:40 a.m. and drive straight to a plasma clinic that stays open late for people exactly like you. You sell your plasma for $65. 60 of that goes to your mom's nightly medication copay. The hospice bills separately from everything else on that $14,000 total. You keep $5 and a granola bar the clinic hands out to donors on their way out. You reach the hospice a little after 2 a.m. The night nurse lets you sit in the hallway even though visiting hours ended hours ago, as long as you keep quiet and stay out of the way. You pull the unpaid balance letter out of your jacket pocket and read it again, like a second read might change the number printed on it. It doesn't. 3 years ago, before the layoffs hit, and this job at the plant became the only one that would take you with a 6-month gap on your resume, you had a different life. You worked as a junior developer at a startup that folded in 11 months, the kind of place that paid you partly in equity that turned out to be worth exactly nothing. In the slow weeks before it collapsed, you and a coworker messed around with a DeFi trading tool on a cheap cloud server, routing a small XRP wallet through it just to see if the fees would add up to anything. They didn't, not really. When the company died, the server died with it in your memory. You kept meaning to log in and shut the wallet down properly. You never did. What you never knew is that your old, forgotten wallet was still sitting on a list somewhere, one small, stale line in a much bigger system that nobody had bothered to clean out. That night, a massive institutional transfer misfired. Some automated tool moving XRP between 2 exchange wallets during the quiet overnight hours hit a snag on its intended target. It fell back to the next address on its list. Your 3-year-old wallet was still sitting on that list, untouched since the week you stopped checking it. The transfer landed there instead. $15.8 million dropped into your pocket by a machine that was never supposed to know you existed. On a public blockchain, once a transaction is confirmed, it's final. There's no undo button, no bank fraud line to call, no manager anywhere who can quietly claw it back. You hold the keys. That makes the money yours as far as the ledger is concerned. None of that matters to you at 2:22 a.m. You see the money on a screen and think about a $14,280 bill sitting in your lap and a mom whose bed gets reassigned in 3 days. You do the responsible thing first. You open Coinbase and try to move $3,000 out. That's just enough to cover tomorrow's hospice deposit and buy yourself a few more days. The transfer freezes on the spot. Coinbase flags it under Source of Funds Review. Your account locks completely. To even appeal the freeze, you have to upload your government ID, social security number, and home address. All of it is now permanently tied to a multi-million-dollar transfer that appeared out of nowhere 3 hours earlier. While you're still on hold with Coinbase support, your phone buzzes again. An account called Whale Alert has already tweeted the transfer. $15.8 million moved to an unknown wallet. The tweet links straight to the blockchain explorer. By 3 a.m., strangers have already clicked through and started watching your address live, guessing out loud in the comments about who you are and how you pulled this off. You are not hiding anymore. You never really were. By 3:30, a partial version of your name shows up attached to your wallet address on a public forum thread. You don't know how someone connected the two. You don't have time to figure that out either. All you know is that an hour ago, you were nobody, and now you're a thread title. Your phone starts ringing with numbers you don't recognize. The same 3 digits of area code are cycling back, like whoever's calling knows you'll eventually pick up out of exhaustion. One caller claims to be a journalist and asks if you have a comment. Another offers to help you cash out safely for a 20% cut, as if he's doing you a favor. You mute the phone and set it face down on the plastic chair, but you can still feel it buzzing through the seat every few minutes. It doesn't stop. It just goes quiet enough to ignore. A coworker from the plant texts you a screenshot of the Whale Alert tweet with a single line. "Is this you?" You stare at it for a long moment, thumb hovering, then lock the screen without answering. Down the hall, a machine beeps at its normal, indifferent interval. By sunrise, strangers on a website you've never heard of know more about your fortune than your mom does, 3 feet away from you, asleep. At 4, 2 messages land in your wallet within 11 minutes of each other. Both are writing tiny transactions worth fractions of a cent, and both carry nothing but a memo field and a link. No email, no phone call. Whoever these people are, they talk to you the same way the transfer itself arrived. Quietly, through the wallet, like it's the only address either side trusts. The first is a formal cease and desist from the institution's legal department, written in the flat, careful language of people who've done this before. They're calling it a white hat return request. Send the funds back to the wallet address listed, and they treat the whole incident as a resolved technical error. Refuse, and they pursue federal wire fraud charges and get your wallet permanently blacklisted across every major exchange in the country. The second is from an account calling itself Vault OTC. No letterhead, no legal team, no deadline printed in bold. Just a clean, almost friendly offer. An off-chain swap, trading your full wallet balance for $3.5 million in Monero. The sender, the receiver, and the amount all stay invisible there by design. No bank touched again. No name attached to anything, anywhere. You'd be gone, financially, before the sun comes up. Return everything, and you clock back in at the plant tomorrow night, still short on the hospice bill, still watching a Friday deadline get closer. Take the Monero, and you become the person federal investigators spend the next several years trying to track down. You read the cease and desist twice. The language is careful, almost polite, but the second paragraph makes the stakes plain. Decades in federal prison if it goes that far, and a blacklist that shuts every legal door to your money. You read the Vault OTC offer a second time, too. $3.5 million in Monero doesn't mean you can spend it at a grocery store tomorrow. It means starting over completely, off any system that keeps a record with your name on it. Both offers expire fast. The institution's letter gives you until noon. Vault OTC's message says the escrow window closes in 1 hour. Take it or lose it. You walk back into your mom's room a little after 5 in the morning, sit in the chair next to her bed, and open Telegram on your phone. You search the handle from the second memo, Vault OTC. The chat opens. It's blank and waiting. You start typing. You think about federal agents eventually knocking on your door. You think about $65 for a bag of your own blood, and about a $5 cloud server you forgot existed until 3 hours ago. Your thumb hovers over the send button. The ventilator clicks again in the dark. Would you have sent that message, or would you have called a lawyer instead? Drop your honest answer below, because what happens in the 12 hours after this message sends changes everything. Subscribe and stay tuned. The next part of the story drops soon.